Hey guys, it's Dmitry here, and today I would like to discuss about one of the high order functions, which is basically a continuation of the previous tutorials, and this function is called reduce. So, I would like to discuss about original way how, for example, if you have an array and you would like to adding all the numbers or find the final sum of all the elements of array, for instance, if we have like multiple integers, then you have to iterate, right? And originally we used loops, right? Like the standard loops like for loop, and I will show you how we did it before originally. Oh, it's yeah. So first of all, let's define an array, const array, and let's give it just multiple elements. 1, 2, 5, 6. Yep, it should be fine. And then, guys, first I'm going to define the sum, which is at the beginning. It's equal to 0. And now I'm going to define the actual loop. For let I of array, and then I'm going to say sum plus equal to I, which is essentially I'm just going to sum all the each element, or like I'm going to adding the first element to the next one, and so on so far. So yeah, that's how I'm going to add or to find the sum, essentially to add all of the elements of array. So guys, now in order to be sure that it works, I'm going to log out the final result of sum. Come on. Let's see the final result. Let's run it. Sum is equal to 14, which is correct, right? 1 to 2, 3, 3 to 5, 8, and yeah, 14. So guys, it's nothing wrong with this approach. It is original approach and it's totally fine, but you can see it's a bit kind of, the operation itself, it's not that complex, right? But it's quite a lot of code here, right? So I'm sure like I can just make it neater, right? But it's still a lot of code, right? So instead of this approach, we can use another approach, which is we can use a higher order function, which we called it a reduce function. So let's implement it. So okay, let's start from const sum equal to, we're still using our array, and then we say reduce, and this is the actual function, right? Guys, this function, it usually takes one parameter. So, and this parameter essentially it's a callback function. So you're passing a function, right? And as you remember, if you pass in a function to another function, we call this function callback function. So, all right. Anyway, let's say first in function, you remember you have to define the brackets. And guys, important thing about this function that we're passing, this function should have should take two parameters. The first parameter, usually we call it accumulator, and the second one is called current value. And the return result is going to be accumulator plus current value. So that's how it is. So guys, to sum up here, accumulator essentially it's a this variable is going to accumulate the summation of all the numbers in array, right? of all the elements in array. And the final result is going to be a sum of all the elements. Current value, it's speaking for itself, right? It's a current value of the actual current okay, we iterating through array, right? First we start iterating from 1, then from 2, 3 and 5 and 6 and so on, right? So essentially the first current value is going to be equal to 1, then it's going to be equal to 2, then 5 and 6, right? And at the beginning accumulator value is equal to 0. That's how it is, guys. So essentially what we're going to do, we're going to say 0. Let's first execute, I guess, and find the final result. As you remember, it should be 14, right? Correct, it's 14. So, and what I would like to say is, I would like to explain you what's going on behind the scene. So at the beginning, the accumulator in the first iteration, right? First iteration, accumulator is 0, right? And the current value is equal to 1, right? So when we sum it up, or when we adding 1 to 0, we come up with in the second iteration. So accumulator is going to be 1, right? And the current is going to be 2, right? So then the third iteration, accumulator is going to be equal to 3, and the current value is going to be equal to 5. And the final one, the fourth iteration, accumulator is going to be equal to 8, and the current value is going to be equal to 6, right? So, and as a result, we will get 14, right? Because 8 plus 6, 14. So that's how it works, guys. One more thing, guys, about reduce. In case of reduce, if you would like, you can pass the second parameter. For example, if I pass 10, right? And this 10, guys, this is going to be a value of accumulator at the beginning of iteration. So instead of 0, it's going to be 10, right? And then we go into sum 10 plus 1, 11, right? 11 plus 2, it's 13. 13 plus 5, 18, right? 18 plus 6, 24, right? We should come up with 24. Let's see, guys. Here we go, 24, guys. So that's how reduce works, guys. And one more thing, guys, I would like to talk or briefly explain that you can you see like the difference, right? This, okay, I'm going to delete all of that. This reduce, right? The code itself, it's neater, right, compared to the original. And the original one, again, it's a. Remember, I showed you the loop, right? You have to define like let sum equal to 0, right? Then you have to say for let I of array. So and then, come on, don't do that. And then you should say, right, like sum plus equal to not I, right? So guys, you can see, right, this one versus that, right? It's just one line of code, right? So another thing, we can make this code even shorter, right? Because it's just one line of code here. Let's assume we don't have the second, even we have the second one, right? The second parameter, if you're even passing. We don't need this curly braces. We don't need this return statement because it's just one line of code, right? So, and this piece of code is still going to work, guys. Let's comment this part for now, and I will show you that it's still working. And as you remember, it should be 24, right? Because at the beginning, in this case, accumulator is equal to 10. So guys, let's see. 24, guys. So I guess my point is this code, the old approach, right, versus this code, right? Approach that like we using reduce in this case, right, or new approach. I believe, guys, this one is much neater, and yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So realistically, it's up to you which approach to use, but you know, I prefer to use this approach if I need, or if I believe, you know, it's a right case to use it. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial, because essentially explain everything about this reduce function. And yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching, and if you like it, please like this video. If you like my tutorials, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. So yeah, and just follow me. I will come up with a new tutorials, really interesting ones, and trust me, I'm really excited about JavaScript in general, and as I mentioned many times previously. Okay guys, goodbye.